Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Sarthak Show, where we discuss about tech, career, product and life. And today we will understand about how to install MySQL. So basically this is a video about MySQL and I'm going to quickly give you a quick walkthrough about how you can install the MySQL on your Windows laptop. So what I'm going to do is just a simple query of searching MySQL and how to download MySQL, and Google will help me do rest of the stuff. Just to give you an overlook about MySQL, we will be learning a lot of videos and things about MySQL, how to run the commands, what is the use case, what is actually MySQL, how it is different from SQL, what is database and everything. And I'm going to give you all these things while I am doing this stuff. So keep a quick look at this as well. So I just ran a MySQL download, Google search, and this is the page that I'm landed on. We want to go to the community download because that is freely available for us to move towards it. Yeah, so we have automatically selected Windows, but this is a zip archive. Yeah, you can also try and select changing the operating system as per your requirement if you want to, let's say, select a different thing. Also, since this was a zip, I would recommend rather MSI because this is a installer which you can directly use instead of the zip file. So we will go through via the MSI file and rather than the zip installer. Okay, I don't want to create a community account, so yeah, move forward, downloading the MySQL MSI file. So yeah, as I was mentioning that it's freely available for all of you guys to develop things and learn around it as part of this community. So you can quickly go there, you can quickly go grab it on your system and install it. Yeah, we have downloaded the file. Let me quickly open it up. Okay, the installer is getting ready. So mostly it's very typical to any other software that you install on your system. Mostly scenario you only click next and move ahead. That is going to be a similar experience over here, but I'm just going to give you some bits and information. It could go as a lengthy video, so be prepared for that. Yeah, so this is the installer. There are various modes, but we'll focus on the developer default because it's for development purpose that we are going to move forward. Okay, it's asking for a requirement, MySQL. Let me click next. Rather, it's MySQL Visual Video version. One or product requirements not installed. Those product with the missing requirement will not be installed. Okay, it's saying something of warning. Let me check what is this MySQL Visual Studio. When requirement, you can attempt resolve the requirement using the information provided. When done, you can press check button. I don't want to continue, so yeah, yes. So basically, what is this? This is the MySQL. This is like when you're installing MySQL, it's going to install a couple of things along with it. It's going to give you things that are required to use MySQL and that are just part of this whole ecosystem of the process, right? So one of the first thing is this MySQL server, which is basically RDBMS, which is the main product, which is the server where your all databases is going to be stored, where you're going to retrieve the information from, and this is going to be used by other applications whenever you are developing. This is the main application that is going to be used, which may or may not run on the same computer. So let's say I'm working on a different computer, I can use the server on this computer. We'll go on all of these things later on, but for your context, this is the main application. Then we go to the workbench. So basically workbench is nothing but, I would say, visual application where you can run commands, you can think, you can get the whole GUI feel of how MySQL is going to get run on your system. However, put it as a virtual database design tool. It integrates well with your SQL development part and the administration part of it, or the database design, creation, or the maintenance part of it. You can quickly do that. You can use it. You can do that by using the workbench, and it's a very good, I would say, beginner friendly application. So whenever you want to do your development and everything, it's a integrated development tool basically for a MySQL database systems, right? You can do and run all your queries over here. The next thing is shell, where it's again a tool that is coming along with this MySQL installation. It's an advanced tool for client and server both, and it's like a code editor for MySQL. You can write code if you are not into the GUI system, if you are an advanced SQL user, and if you are into the advanced system and you want to experience what it is going to look like when you are working on the real life projects or real life things, then you can use shell, which is more development friendly, and which gives you more options, which gives you more, I would say, better results in a way, right? So it's more of that thing. It's generally a slow process while installing all of these things. These are very heavy files, and that's why it's very time taking process. Let me go to the next steps that are available over here. So we also have a router available in this list of things that are going to get installed. So what basically router is a kind of a middleware which interacts with your application and your backend of the MySQL servers. So the router is going to help you with the routing and everything. It's going to be a middleware, whatever you're doing on the application side, and then it's going to connect with your backend MySQL server. The next thing is the connector ODBC. So ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. So whenever you are connecting with something, you need these kind of connectors. So basically ODBC is a standard application programming interface. It's used to access database management systems. If you want to access any database management system, you can use this kind of a scenario. It is also independent of the database system and the operating system. So ODBC is independent by nature. I can use it for different database systems, as well as it is supported on different OS. It could be Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, and so on and so forth. And then there are a couple of other things that are going to get installed on the system. I'm going to get a quick wait on while this is installing and give you a walkthrough of the MySQL in general. So yeah, I think why I personally chose MySQL was because of its plethora of application, basic understanding in terms of RDBMS. So generally, if you are new to the DBMS world, new to databases, new to the data part, right, this makes sense that you get your intro to this world with the help of MySQL, which is very user friendly. A lot of systems use it. A lot of legacy systems and everything is built up on top of this. A lot of companies use it today as well. It is how traditionally you have always imagined tables or databases will look like, how you imagine the data in real world generally looks like. That is how it is very, very well relatable for any person who wants to make an entry into the system. So MySQL is one of the things that I chose, that why should I not start with this. There are other database systems available. You can go for NoSQL and other kinds of systems, and you can use them. The actual systems like MongoDB, SQLite, and everything are available to use, and you can choose them. A lot of different things that we are going to cover as part of this series, apart from this installation, is understanding how MySQL differs from SQL, how you are going to create databases, how you are going to create tables in those databases, actually how you are going to insert the data into those tables. Then when you have the tables, how you can retrieve the data. Let's say you have multiple tables, then you want to join those tables to get the data. We'll go in depth of each and every aspect of this MySQL database system. We'll try to uncover a lot of different things as well. In the advanced side of it, we'll understand about the triggers and how you can use language and procedural language over here to run a lot of different things and functions. Meanwhile, while we are waiting for this installation process to complete, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough why I chose Windows over here instead of me having the Mac system. Is that majority of the students who are listening to this video or watching this video are going to be on Windows. It's slightly difficult process on installing MySQL on Windows. That's why I've decided to create this video, and not for Mac or Ubuntu. It's generally a very simple process over there, and you will find a good number of articles, blogs for installing on all of these OSs and systems. But I was curious and I was thinking that Windows could cover a wider reach of the audience compared to Ubuntu or Mac. But yeah, for sure, if you want to have those videos as well, please mention that in the comment section below. I will try to create those videos right away on Mac and Ubuntu as well, and how I can show you install. I'm sure this video is going to come a little late into when we move forward in the MySQL playlist. But anyways, this is going to help you understand and learn about basic things and scenarios. Also, I expect that whenever I'm just also showing you the details as well, I also expect that while I'm going to teach you about these things in general about MySQL, you will be able to create some awesome projects around it. You will be able to understand the database in general, work on these databases, and it's going to help you a lot. So from your career perspective, you are going to get, let's say if you're an aspiring software developer, this is going to definitely help you, because from the very first step of your interviews, you can get questions from database systems, DBMS in general. If you want to create projects for your resume, there could be chances that you want to have a DBMS along with it instead of a single web page application with no backend server and database, you would prefer that you will have a project which is more inclusive of sort. If you are a backend developer, you will have a day in day out job of interacting with the databases, interacting with those and keeping this as well and work with them. This will be also beneficial if you are an app developer kind of if you want to be an app developer. Let's say if you want to work on Android, iOS, right? You will have to have their own smaller databases on your local client machines that you're going to work on. How you're going to create smaller views, run some queries, run some logics to get the data and everything. So this is going to be again helpful in that sort if you are visioning over there. Let's say you are moving one step further away from this whole tech world and you want to be an analyst as a person. Definitely it's going to help you if you are aspiring business analyst, product analyst, data analyst, and if you want to go into the data science as well, you're going to work with data, right? All these job roles have data involved with them. So you will be going to work day in day out with the data, and understanding MySQL, understanding what DBMS is going to help you over there as well. The third step, let's say you are on some kind of a role as me, the product manager. Again, you will have to use database systems. I am assuming that, let's say you are at a good company, you will get the data directly out of analyst, maybe with a couple of insights. But there are going to be times when you want to pull your data yourself, when you want to be independent in that scenario, when you want to understand how actually databases have been stored, when you're interacting with your team, backend teams, app teams, or and so on and so forth. You would want to be preview of this information, how actually tech works or how actually database systems work. And in that way, that this information is going to be very, very helpful to have a knowledge about database management system. And again, as I mentioned, MySQL is going to be very, very helpful to start. So I think most of the systems are quickly getting installed, and these are general systems that are part of the bundle or the package on your MySQL installer. Yeah, so I think everything is done. Let's quickly move to the next step and see. I've already explained all these things, what actually every product is going to work like and everything for you, and how the evaluation makes sense to use it as a single whole application in general, right? So yeah, as we move forward, it asking for a product configuration. Let's click next. Again, I don't want to intervene any of the details. I don't want to change it. It has to be very specific for the system. Let's keep it as it is. Authentication method. So basically it's suggesting to keep a very strong password and use the stronger or the newer algorithm that is going to prevent it. It's very important that you have a stronger password. So yeah, next. For the example purpose, I'm going to keep root as the password. So ROOT root is my password. But yeah, this is very, very crucial. You should set this password because this password will unlock all the databases on your system, and it's going to be for the admin profile, which is basically the root user, right? So yeah, I'm setting this as a service. Looks good to me. I'm going to keep it as a the system startup. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Sure, execute them. Okay, initialing databases, starting the server, applying security settings. Yeah. Okay, so first part, a very important part has been completed. Let's move on the next step of this. What happens when you are complete on the configuration part of it? It's asking for more configuration. Router configure, keep it as it is, same. Don't want to change. Samples and examples. Let's see what this unlocks. Basically, nothing on the other side. Standalone server running on the port number. Okay, I have set root as my password. I'm going to do that. Check. Is connection successful? Okay, configuration done. Let's move ahead. Okay, everything is done. Sure, installation is complete. Awesome. Finally, you have got your MySQL on the system. So yes, this is how MySQL shell looks like, and yes, this is how MySQL Workbench looks like. Two of the products that we are going to use. So yeah, as I mentioned, that MySQL Workbench is going to give you the way. So root as a password. This is the UI. Yeah, so this is the UI, how you are going to use commands. The very basic command is going to show databases, basically all the databases available in the system. I'm going to execute that. Let's see how it runs. Okay, awesome. It is going to list all the databases, and I'm seeing there are 6 entries available. So as you see the last in the output section, you see information schema, MySQL, performance schema, 𝐶𝐞, system, and world, all these databases available. And in the output action table, which is at the bottom, you see that this query has run, which is returned 6 rows. So yeah, this is how your visually it is going to look like. You can run queries over here, you can create tables, you can insert the data into the tables. For the next subsequent videos, I am going to run all these commands on my terminal, but sure, you can use this MySQL workbench, or you can use the MySQL shell, and it's going to run exactly same. I hope you understood how to install MySQL on your system. I hope this video was useful for you guys. If you really enjoyed this video, like this video, share it among your friends. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. बाय बाय। तो दोस्तों, मैंने नोटिस करा रिसेंटली स्टूडेंट्स को 2022 में प्लेसमेंट्स में काफ़ी स्ट्रगल करना पड़ रहा है, एंड ऑल्सो एक्सपीरियंस एम्प्लॉइज़ को भी स्विच करने में काफ़ी दिक्कत आ रही है। मार्केट भी वॉलेटाइल है और ले ऑफ्स हो रहे हैं। सो कंपनीज हायर किसको कर रही है? हायर कर रही है सिर्फ स्किल्ड एम्प्लॉइज़ को। अगर ये मार्केट की सिचुएशन है और ये प्रॉब्लम है, पर सोल्यूशन क्या है? सोल्यूशन है न्यूटन स्कूल का फुल स्टैक डेवलपमेंट कोर्स। सो जो भी नॉन टेक बैकग्राउंड में है, या जिसको स्विच करना है, या प्लेसमेंट में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, यू कैन अप्लाई एंड चूज फॉर न्यूटन स्कूल फुल स्टैक डेवलपमेंट कोर्स। ये स्किल ओरिएंटेड कोर्स है, यहाँ पे 1-on-1 मेंटरशिप है, आपको इंटरव्यू के लिए भी प्रिपरेशन मिलेगी, एंड न्यूटन स्कूल आपको हेल्प करेगा, असिस्ट करेगा प्लेसमेंट में जो टॉप कंपनीज हैं, गूगल, फ्लिपकार्ट, जोमैटो, एंड ऑल्सो यू विल गेट एवरेज पैकेज अबाउट 8 lakhs, विच इज वेरी हाई। सो न्यूटन स्कूल गिव्स यू 100% प्लेसमेंट असिस्टेंस, एंड देन व्हाट आर यू वेटिंग फॉर? Check out the link in the description box below, register करो and go through the whole website and understand what are the things that you are going to learn in this full stack development course. बहुत ही बढ़िया कोर्स है, I am giving my full recommendation. तो दोस्तों, एक और इंटरेस्टिंग बात बताऊं, so आपको जो पढ़ाने वाले मेंटर्स होंगे, they are also from the top companies like Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Hotstar, and they have teach a lot of students and help them get placed at these companies. So what are you waiting for? दोस्तों, तो अगर आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि बहुत ज़्यादा महंगा कोर्स है, बहुत ज़्यादा पैसे पे करने पड़ेंगे, तो ऐसा नहीं है। दे ऑल्सो हैव EMI ऑप्शंस। यू हैव टू पे 5,600 पर मंथ ओनली। और अगर आप स्लो लर्नर हो, तो न्यूटन स्कूल के पास एक और तरीका है। दे गिव यू 1 complete year so that you get enough time to prepare and learn.